Okay, we're going to move on with the build part of this series. And if you guys are curious on what came in Shipment 2, I made a video of the unboxing, and what I'll do for the entire series is I'll do separate videos. One would be the unboxing, showing you everything that's included in the shipment, including the magazines. And the second video for the shipment will be the build. So we're going to move right on now to part 5, or issue 5, and we're going to go to the build. And you can see the parts that we're going to use, the hull section, the connectors, and you can see the connector arms. So let's put this over there, and let's open it up. You can see we have some of the connectors, and we should have the big piece of the hull. Yep. Look at that. Pretty nice. Okay, that's everything that's in this box. Yep. All right, let's put that aside. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the 4 short connecting rods, and that would be these. And let's see, looks like I'm missing a piece. Oh, it was in the tissue. Wow. All right, now we'll make sure that's everything. Okay, so now we got the long rod. Take the 4 short connecting rods. Note that the connecting grip is at one end is larger than the other, also on the shaft. Note that the blocks of the base of the large pegs are flat on one side, blue arrows. With the shaft, the orientation shown, clip the larger grips of parts onto the 4 narrower sections of the shaft. Okay, so they got it this way. The flat parts will be facing us. All right, just like that. And what we're going to do, again, you can see these flat pieces are up. The little C clamp or clip is going to clip onto the shaft, just like that. I'm going to do that for all 4. All right, just like that. Okay, now you can see how they're all facing down. So what we're going to do now is we're going to flip it over for the next sections. Turn the shaft over and place it on your work surface with the pegs pointing upwards. See, the pegs are pointing upwards. Let's see, I'm sure you guys can see that. Take one of the link sections and fit the bar on one end onto the smaller grip of the connector at the end of the connecting shaft. Repeat the fit the second link section. So we're going to put these on. So these look like they're the same at either side. So we're going to put these at this end. We've got 2 of these. And these are going to go into the clamp or the clip. They're going to clip into place. Just like that. Okay, now what's next? Fit the one end of the connector, clink in a section. Okay, so this is what we got so far. So let's see, what are we going to do with that? Now we're going to take those last two sections, and you can see the two C-clamps. We're going to do is we're going to put them, how we're going to put them into what we just put on. And we're going to do that for both sides. So we're going to take these, and they're going to go up like this. There. It's small and it's delicate, so you want to make sure you get it in there right. Alright, let's do the same thing for the other side now. Alright, again you hear the clicks. Alright, so that's how it's supposed to carefully store the hull section and the rod and shaft assembly. In the next issue, they will be used to complete the next stage of the assembly. So that was relatively quick. So that's the section that's done. And we got box 6. Let's put this aside for now. Make sure everything's out so I'm not missing anything. And this is the one we got more of the connector rods. You can see we got the same thing for the other side, and we got some screws. I think these are DM screws, and we've got the piece of hull with a beautiful name, Titanic. All right, let's make sure there's nothing else in the tissue paper. All right, that's it. Let's move on to the build. And we're going to use the, we're going to go back and get the engine section that we've been working on in the first shipment. Alright, so let's take care of that first from the last section we had done. So you can see the little, they look like ladders almost. So what we're going to do is we're going to click those into place like that. Just like that. And now we're going to put the connector arms. All right, a little tricky, but that's what it's going to look like. All right, let's see. Oh, looks like I jumped the gun a little bit, but that's what we were going to do. And this is how it's going to look. Take the first two valve rods and note the square and the round-shaped grips above. Arrange the end link section upright as shown. Take care as you fit the grips in the ground grip fits around the central bar in the end link. The square-shaped grip fits around the top bar as indicated above. The insert shows the valve rod fitted in place. Repeat to fit the second valve rod to the second link. Check that the openings circled in red above face upward. Let's see. So that's what we need. All the openings are facing upward. Okay, so now it looks like we're going to take the engine. So let's retrieve that. You guys remember we had worked on the engine. Alright, let's see. How are we going to face this? Alright, so the wheel is going to be on the right-hand side, and we're going to attach these Okay, so you can see we have the looks like the camshaft that doesn't have any anything on them, and that's where we're going to put these. And the angle is going to be facing like that, so why don't we go ahead and clip these on. Okay, so this is how mine looks. And let's see, is that how it's supposed to look? Yep. Identify the 4 holes in the port side column and lift the shaft as indicated by the arrow so that you can fit the pegs of the shaft into the holes. Push them firmly in place. The photograph on the left shows the shaft in place. Test the operation of the shaft by following the instructions on the next page. When you have tested it, if necessary, apply a little glue to the pegs to hold them securely in place. So these are going to go up, and these pins are all going to go into the parts of the engine. So there, if you guys can see that. So what's the next page? All right, test the operation of the crankshaft and connected parts. Hold the assembly upright with the flywheel at its top. Carry out a function test of the crankshaft and connected parts. Turn the flywheel anti-clockwise as indicated. See the action. Do not turn the flywheel clockwise. So we're going to put it up and we're going to turn it in, counterclockwise. Let me make sure you guys can see the engines on the crankshaft. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that's done for now. Let's put that aside, and now it looks like we're going to take the hull sections and let's see, we've got the bottom part, and I think we're going to put it together like this, and we're going to use the DM screws right over here to hold them in place. You see already how gorgeous that's starting to look. Okay, so that looks like the completed work. The engine columns, the crankshaft, and connecting rods have been assembled. Work is started on the starboard side of the hull. And now was part 6. We've got a lot of screws in this one. And we've got these. Is that everything? Yep. And this looks like a bracket to reinforce the hull plates. And it looks like this is going to go on the engine. And I think this section is the catwalk for the engine. Yep, you can see little steps where you can walk and observe the functions of the engine. And we have screws. So let's go ahead and start issue number 7. So let's go and you can see the parts list. All right. So place the engine on your work surface as shown. Note the position of the flywheel. Position the catwalk so that the 2 ladders at the same end of the flywheel 3N small pegs on the base of the engine fit into the sockets underside of the catwalk. When you are happy with the fit, use your EM screw circled where to fix the catwalk 7A in place. Make sure that the screws are fully tightened and hold the catwalk flat. Alright, so looks like, how many screws are there going to be? It looks like 4. Alright. Alright, we got the flywheel facing us. And let's see, we're going to take the catwalk, the little ladders, and they're going to be facing the closest to us. And we're going to put this down over the section. And you can see where the little holes are going to go in, where the screws are going to fit into place. And it looks like we're going to need 8 of them EM screws. It looks like FM, BP, AP. Alright, here are the EM screws, so we're going to put 4 of them in. Yeah. You can see the steps that are going up. I would love to have walked those steps and go and check out the engine room. Alright, so moving on, you can see what we're going to do at the bottom of that. We're going to take the other piece and we're going to put that underneath the catwalk. Fit the base over the catwalk. The ends of the base fit against the top plates, fitted with issue 3. As indicated, the base is fixed in place with 4 FM screws fitted into the screw holes at the end of the struts. Then fix the AP screws into the deep screw sockets circled in white. Below left, we suggest you fill all the screws loosely to start and then go around and tighten them. So, we're going to use 4 FM screws, and let's do that first. So we're going to actually fit. So you can see we got the catwalk facing us. And it looks like it's going to go like this. It's going to fit over it like that. Just like that. Okay, we're going to use the FM screws, so let's get those first. Alright. So we're going to put the 4 FM screws Okay, so we have all the FM screws in. And now we're going to put in 6 of the AP screws. These are the AP, and we're going to get 6 ready. Okay, so now we get the engine. You can see the crank. You can see the steps, so the little ladders that go up to the catwalk. And that's looking pretty cool. All right, now we're going to move on to the hull. And let's see. Put this one aside for now. You can see this is where we're going to put this. Remove the nameplate. Check to fit the support strut. Okay, so we got the nameplate here, so let's take this off real carefully. So pushing it out from the back is a little bit easier. Be careful not to over tighten them, because this is plastic on plastic and it can really strip really easy. Alright, so that's nice and snug. So we got the screws in, we got the bracket in. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put the nameplate back on. Now take the nameplate removed in step 3, position it, and a hull assembly is indicated. Just like that. So that is hiding the screws that we put in. And let's see, that's completed work. The base has been fitted to the engine. The nameplate and the joining plate have been fitted to the port side of the hull. So this is finished. And this is finished. All right, ready to move on. Alright, so I guess we're going to put this aside for now. You guys remember from Shipment 1, we had done the Forecastle deck. We put the wood on and we put a lot of the bollards and the vents. Alright. This has the white top part. Make sure that's everything. And so we got this. We got more connected. Oh, actually, these are the anchor. Those are for the anchor chains. Make sure there's nothing else in the tissue paper. Alright, we've got 2 packets of screws. Which ones we're going to use first? We're going to use the 8C, 8E. Take the 2 winches, 8C, and fit them into the holes of the forecastle. Alright, so let's get this stuff out. Like I said, just a drop. And that's going to keep them in place. We want to make sure that they don't go anywhere. Yeah. It looks pretty good. Fit them into the holes of the forecastle deck and then take the anchor chain guide. Check how it fits over the winches. You may need to turn the winches so the octagonal bases align with the shaped holes in part E. Remove part E and turn upside down so that you can apply a little glue near the ends of the guides. Alright, let's see how this fits. So this is going to go like this. You can see how it's going to go. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. We will screw it in. However, a little bit of glue won't hurt. We're going to put it just over. And it's going to fit like that. And it looks like we're going to take a CP screw and we're going to screw it from the underneath. So let's see, where's the CP? Here's the CP screw. Don't over tighten it because it's plastic. So, and it's looking pretty good. All right, now we're going to take the 2 cleats and we're going to fit them into the holes on either side. So here are the cleats. And those are going to go on either side. And again, I want to put just a drop of the glue. And again, when you hear that little click, that's a good sound. So this is how we're looking on either side. So that looks pretty good. Okay, what about these little vents? are their valves. And they're going to go right in there in front of the hatch cover. Alright, so let's just a bit of glue. Alright. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right in front of the hatch cover is where we put those two little winches. What are they calling them? The valves. So those are in place. Alright. What do we do next? Now it looks like we're going to put that white part onto the part of the hull we're working on. So we're going to put this aside for now. And it's going to be this section. And I just had it. Where is it? Here it is. This is going to be beautiful. Let's fit this into... Look at that, huh? And that's going to go on top. You can see where the two screws are going to be. It's going to be held in place with BP screws. So we need 2 BP screws. Again, I don't want to over tighten these because there's plastic and it'd be easy to strip these. So that looks pretty nice. Look at that, huh? Alright, let's see what else is up. And that's completed work. Further details have been added to the forecastle, and the top strip of the forecastle hull has been fitted along the port side of the hull. The hull bow support will be used in the future. That's that. So, we got this section all finished, and we got the section where the anchor chains are going to go, and they're going to go right into those little holes right there. So, looking pretty good. It's actually gorgeous. I'm loving this. So, my friends, that's the build for shipment number 2 of the 1/200 scale Build the Titanic by AGORA Models, or Hatchet. So I thank you for watching, my friends. And until the 3rd shipment, which I'm very much looking forward to, I'll see you very soon. As usual, thank you so much for watching.